a tremendous pressure from across the world to America, to United States, and other country which is involved in our current situation to get peace as soon as possible. So how about Indonesia? Alhamdulillah, we are very proud to see that the SKK Migas, the ministry work very hard, right, to ensure our energy resiliency in terms of the ensuring the supply, of course, ensuring the energy availability for our population, for our community. So, of course, some of the case, Indonesia has the oil and gas reserve, including the coal, including the bioresource. So, bioresource is one of the, a key player for Indonesia benefit in current situation. So what happened with this new playground? So as you can see over here, the oil and gas industry has a threat, has an opportunity in the same time. So one of them is a data science. So as you can see over here, the new normal, which is including the data science, IR 4.0, digitalization, data analytic, including AI and machine learning. So be ensured that from the student perspective, you need to start to develop your skills, which is related to the data science. The interesting part is the domain of most student, which is related to the oil and gas industry. You are very strong within the petroleum engineering background, chemical engineering background, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. But some of you maybe has a lack understanding about the data science, right? So the data science is very common for a computer science major, for for example, for informatic major and so on, but not really been taught for other major. So how to develop that skill, right? So let me give you a very quick philosophy definitions about the data science and data analytic, which is alhamdulillah been addressed very well by Dr. Joko before. So data science and data analytic, of course, is a different, by definition. Data science is more to designing or constructing the new process, right? A data model, which is based on the data, you harvesting or process the data, become information, then information become knowledge, that knowledge become, for example, wisdom or decision making. So data analytics more to the activity to examine the data set, right? Such as developing the chart, the visualization, and so on and so on. So this is the domain of the, let's say, the data science versus data analytics and big data. Maybe some of you a little bit confused, but don't worry. So data science, how does it look like? If you heard about the tools or the languages such as Python, SES, or SQL, that was exactly data science, right? And then for the data analytics, you examine the data, you try to make sense of this data. So sometimes you need to deal with such as tools like a Tableau or Apache or R. And then for the big data itself, there is a tool such as a Hadoop or Hive. So that's the differentiations between the data science, the analytics, and also the big data. So I will share with you very quick. However, don't worry, we are very proud to have these sessions with the support from SPE Java by Mas Rizky and all the teams from SPE Java. We are very proud to see that more and more our SPE student chapter from ITB, from University of Indonesia, from UGM, from University of Pertamina, and so on, are also developing that skill. And then we are here to have a common sense, to have a movement to participate within the initiative of the SKK Migas for this data hackathon competition. And then of course this slide is very interesting. have been taught by Bapak Dr. Joko 30 minutes ago. So in nutshell, the data science talk about the mathematics, right? So we talk about the data visualization, a statistic, right? Calculus, algorithm, and also a statistic. So the mother of the mother, right? So the grandmother of the data science basically is mathematics, statistic, computer science, something like that. So there is some evolution, there is a milestone which is growing. So don't be surprised that the data science itself was born around 200 years ago. So it was there already, right? So now we try to make sense of it. We try to explore more and becoming, a behavior, becoming a habit, becoming a tools that can help, our oil and gas exploration and production. So again, this is just to highlight, remember, data science is a multi-discipline. So it's not only engineering, petroleum engineering, it's not only mechanical engineering, it's not only chemical engineering, but it requires other disciplines such as computer science, computer engineering, or informatics, or even mathematics. So just to give you an emphasize that the true a complete set of a data science basically is a multi-discipline of a science. So how does it look like? The techniques has also, of course, was addressed before by Dr. Joko. There is, some type of techniques which is referred to the data science, such as data mining, machine learning, pattern recognition, probability and statistic, modeling, visualization, artificial intelligence, and of course machine learning. So how do you want to process that data, right? So of course that data in the context of why are we here today is coming from oil and gas, from Indonesia, for example, from SK Kami Gas, for example. So we need to extract this data. Of course, basic thing is the data should be available. The more number, the more data, much more better to be analyzed, to be processed, to produce, a meaningful information, right? So remember, the evolution is exploring data to become information, information to become a knowledge, right? So this is the life cycle of the data science. It starts from the business understanding. So it is very important to identify where is the pain, right? Where is the problem within the oil and gas exploration and production. And then based on that problem, we try to make sense what is the benefit if we explore that data. So bear in mind that Chuan, right? A business understanding is very important as a main driver to make sense the benefit of that data science. So a lot of case study been addressed by Bapak Dr. Joko before. So I just would like to emphasize that who are we, right? So what is the SK Kami Gas? What's the oil and gas business all about? So it starts with the exploration over here, as you can see in your left side. So we have a geological activity, seismic activity, a reservoir activity over there. Then, we need to prove that there is an oil, right? We need to explore, is there any gas reserve underneath of the earth, for example? So we have a drilling activity, then we have a production activity, a processing activity, transportation, refinery, and so on. So this is where are we talking about, right? So for this competition, we are talking about the upstream. So the upstream means that we have an exploration, a geological activity, geophysical, seismic activity, drilling, and production, transportation. So we are not talking about the refinery yet on this competition, but we would like to ensure that you understand, the boundary of a upstream oil and gas. So this graph have been addressed, of course, by Bapak Joko. That was really excellent. So this is the key, right? So the x-axis explaining the difficulty, the value, right? The more you go to the right, the more value will be. Remember, data go to information, go to the knowledge, go to the wisdom, decision making, right? So the more to the right, the more better, the more benefit, the more foresight. And then in the same time, the y-axis explaining the value. So Pak Joko have been addressed this before. So this is the philosophy, the concept, the design thinking that you need to have. The more right, the much more better, the more benefit, right? So we would like to capitalize, for example, the predictive analytics. Pak Joko shared before how to predict before the ESP pump, the electrical submersible pump, having the damage or having a problems, right? So you try to avoid it, and in the same time you can go to backward, try to understand why did it happen, such as diagnostic and also descriptive analytics. So this is the concept, the design thinking, where you will write down your proposal for this SKK Migas Data Hackathon. So this is just to give everyone emphasize so many opportunity, right? Start from the exploration, drilling. How do you want to implement the AI, the machine learning, and so on? And then this is the strategy, all right? So this is the cheat, right? The key for your proposal. The more to the right, it's much more ready for AI and machine learning application. And then to the right, to the left, that's quite very challenging. But with this new approach within our industry so far, much more opportunity of AI machine learning can be implemented. So bear in mind, we are talking about the upstream oil and gas stage. Start from the exploration, field development, and production. So the more right, typically, to the production stage, the more opportunity for the AI and machine learning. So this is the tips have been highlighted by Pak Joko before. We are covering exploration and production, including the transportation of our oil and gas within Indonesia. We start with the pain point, okay? So it's not necessarily go to the very complex technology. Start with the basic. Try to understand what is the challenges, during exploration and productions. So once you pick up the pain point, then you can define much more better in terms of the solution. So the second stage is explore the literature, mapping the full value chains, right? Highlighting what is the opportunity mining from your ideation. The third one is the data readiness. Bear in mind, there will be no data science, there will be no AI, there will be no machine learning, right? Without data. So understanding is data is very important. You can go to open access. You can go to SPE One Petro. You can ask, for example, SKK Migas or other oil and gas company in Indonesia, such as Pertamina, Medco, BP, ENI, and so on. Then what you need to do next is to combine that domain knowledge, petroleum engineering process, exploration, production, HSE, chemical processing, and so on, with the data science, okay? So there'll be no data science without domain knowledge. So combination is very important. Of course, the other, high level complexity have been also highlighted by Dr. Joko before, is to integrate the much more complex, value chains of the oil and gas, start from the regional Indonesia or the geopolitics, to ensure that Indonesia, especially SKK Migas, can determine what is the best strategy to improve our oil and gas production in the near future. So, ladies and gentlemen, all participants, what kind of takeaway? There is some highlight of what is the benefit of this data science to improve our oil and gas industry, including Indonesia, of course. Start, we can accelerate the exploration and discovery, and then we can improve our productions, the accuracy, the accounting, the data. We can, of course, enhance the drilling and completion. Predictive analytics can, speed up and reduce the NPT of the drilling, for example. And then we can improve the HSE aspect, health, safety, environment, including equipment maintenance, right? Avoid any downtime, real-time streaming. And then lastly, which is quite very important, is to optimize the business of oil and gas and effective decision making. So by this, I conclude my presentation. Mudah-mudahan bermanfaat, such as a basic. And then again, thank you so much for SKK Migas, Pak Dr. Joko Siswanto, Bapak Dr. Luki Yusgiantoro, my respected colleague across oil and gas, including our speaker today, Bapak Rosel, and also Pak Dr. Joko and Bapak Dr. Fauzan. Again, thank you so much, Dandi and Yunita. Back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Ardian.
Okay.